Now, if you're looking to buy a pre-owned premium hatch, the Maruti Suzuki Swift is a decent option. But which one should you get, the petrol or the diesel? What should you look out for when you're going to buy one? Abhishek Singh has all the answers.
Every once in a while, you, the consumer, is faced with a dilemma to choose between two similar but not so similar products, like Coke or Pepsi, Xbox or PlayStation, Android or iOS, and of course, petrol or diesel. Conventional logic says you buy a diesel if you're going to clock a lot of kilometers, otherwise stick to the petrol. But if you're buying used, say a Maruti Swift, all that logic gets tossed out the window. Bear with us while we explain. The price difference between a brand new Swift diesel and a Swift petrol is round about 1.5 lakh rupees. But if you're looking at a 3-year-old car, that gaping chasm narrows down to around 50,000. If you're going to keep it around for a few years, the Swift diesel, like this one over here, is a better investment. It has a 1.3-litre engine, which gives you 16 kilometers to the litre in the city. And it's a fairly dependable workhorse. But there are some things to look out for when you get your hands on the car. The Swift's clutch plate often wears out around the 50,000 kilometer mark. If the clutch plate needs to be replaced, bargain for a huge discount. Similarly, the steering damper gets a bit loose, so heave the car around a few corners. If the steering doesn't feel tight, you might need to get the entire steering assembly changed. That is going to be expensive. This car, of course, is a diesel and it uses a turbocharger. Now, if it's been abused and kicked around a bit too much, the turbo is the first thing to give out. Listen closely for loud whines from the engine. Some turbos also tend to get a bit laggy, so get on a straight road and gun the accelerator. If there's a lag before the power kicks in, you might be looking at getting a new turbo. This could set you back by around 15,000 rupees. So that's more or less what you should be looking out for. But I'm sure you want to know more about what the Swift is like to live with. And to answer that, I've got Tushar right here with me, who's the owner of this 2009 Swift VDI. Hi Tushar, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So Tushar, tell me, on the maintenance front, what is a Swift like to maintain?
So the thing is, it's fairly cheap when it comes to maintenance. The first 50,000 kilometers I haven't had much of an issue apart from regular servicing. But yeah, post 50,000 I did have to change a couple of things. I recently had a problem with my engine seal, which cost a bomb. And then there was stuff with the clutch that I can't seem to remember, which was also fairly expensive. But otherwise, on a day-to-day basis, not very expensive to run, not too many issues.
So where all do you drive, and what's the ride like, both in the city and the highway?
I drive mostly around Bombay and New Bombay, and occasionally to Pune. I've taken it to Goa. So it's a great ride in the city and on the highways. It's a lot of fun to drive also. The pickup is great. It's a great car in general. The only issue with this car is that the pedals are really high. So if you're driving it in the city, your knees are going to pain like hell. You're going to be driving for a while. But otherwise, not that much of an issue.
The Swift, though, isn't the cheapest car on the second-hand market. In fact, it's the most popular car in the segment. And this, of course, reflects in the second-hand market. A 2009 Swift diesel will set you back by around 3.5 lakh rupees. But that's not bad news. You're going to be thankful when you're ready to sell the car in a few years. You won't take too much of a hit.